Throughout history, some of the most important technological and regulatory advancements have come not from foresight, but from tragedy. These innovations, known as Tombstone technologies, are born in the aftermath of catastrophic events where significant loss of life forces society, governments, and industries to rethink safety, design, and ethics. While these changes often come too late for the victims, they leave behind a legacy of progress that can save future lives. The following are 5 of the most impactful Tombstone technology moments that reshaped entire industries and public safety frameworks. Number 5. The Black Box Flight Recorder. The invention and adoption of the Flight Data Recorder, FDR, and Cockpit Voice Recorder, CVR, commonly referred to as the black box, were direct responses to repeated aviation tragedies in the mid-20th century. A pivotal moment was the series of crashes involving the de Havilland Comet in the 1950s, which left investigators with limited evidence. Engineers and aviation officials recognized the need for a device that could capture flight conditions and cockpit conversations to aid in post-crash analysis. The black box records key data such as altitude, airspeed, heading, and pilot input, along with audio from the flight deck. Over time, this technology became mandatory in commercial aviation across the world. The insights derived from these devices have led to improvements in cockpit design, pilot training, maintenance schedules, and operational protocols. Today, they remain essential tools in crash investigations, offering critical clues that prevent future disasters. The evolution of the black box has also mirrored advances in storage and survivability. Modern units are now required to withstand intense heat, crushing pressure, and deep-sea immersion. In fact, their endurance was proven during the investigation of Air France Flight 447, whose black box was retrieved from the Atlantic Ocean after 2 years underwater. Additionally, many aircraft now feature deployable recorders and real-time data streaming, minimizing data loss even in extreme crashes. The black box is a sobering example of how recurring tragedy can forge resilient, life-saving solutions in aviation. Its widespread implementation is a direct legacy of lives lost to uncertainty and incomplete post-mortem analysis. Number 4. The 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl disasters. The partial meltdown at 3 Mile Island in 1979 and the catastrophic explosion at Chernobyl in 1986 stand as grim testaments to the potential dangers of nuclear energy mismanagement. 3 Mile Island, located in Pennsylvania, experienced a cooling system failure that led to a core meltdown, though it was largely contained. Chernobyl, by contrast, involved a flawed reactor design and a failed safety test, which culminated in a massive explosion and radioactive contamination across Europe. These events exposed the vulnerabilities in nuclear reactor technology, safety training, and government transparency. Public confidence in nuclear power plummeted, prompting immediate and long-term reevaluations of reactor safety worldwide. In the wake of these disasters, nuclear regulators and engineers instituted sweeping changes. These included the development of passive safety systems, which rely on natural forces like gravity and convection to cool reactors without human intervention or electricity. Design advancements like Generation 3+ reactors incorporate stronger containment buildings, redundant cooling mechanisms, and automated shutdown protocols. Operator training became more rigorous, incorporating real-time simulation of emergencies, and international cooperation on safety standards intensified. Moreover, Chernobyl's fallout led to the creation of the World Association of Nuclear Operators, WANO, dedicated to peer reviews and shared safety practices. These improvements, born from devastating failures, have made nuclear power far safer and more accountable. Number 3. The Titanic Sinking. When the RMS Titanic sank on April 15, 1912, over 1,500 people lost their lives in what was then the deadliest commercial peacetime maritime disaster. The tragedy shocked the world and revealed glaring oversights in maritime safety regulations. The Titanic lacked sufficient lifeboats, was traveling at high speed through icy waters, and had no continuous radio communication. The ship was deemed unsinkable, yet its demise revealed how hubris, inadequate planning, and regulatory gaps could lead to massive loss of life. The international community quickly recognized the need for change in maritime operations. In direct response, the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, was adopted in 1914. This groundbreaking agreement mandated that ships carry enough lifeboats for all passengers, maintain 24/7 radio operations, and participate in regular safety drills. The International Ice Patrol was established to monitor icebergs and prevent future collisions. Lifeboat deployment procedures were improved, and crew training became standardized. These reforms have since been updated regularly to incorporate new technologies like sonar, radar, GPS navigation, and automated distress signaling. Titanic's legacy lives on not just in maritime lore, but in a safer global shipping industry, an enduring tribute to those who perished in icy waters. Number 2. Challenger Space Shuttle Disaster. On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger broke apart just 73 seconds after liftoff, killing all 7 astronauts on board, including teacher Krista McAuliffe. The cause was a failed O-ring seal in one of the solid rocket boosters, made brittle by unusually cold temperatures. The Rogers Commission, formed to investigate the disaster, uncovered alarming issues within NASA, including ignored engineer warnings, a flawed decision-making hierarchy, and an organizational culture that prioritized schedule over safety. This event marked a turning point in space exploration history, exposing the dangers of institutional complacency. The aftermath led to a complete restructuring of NASA's internal processes and safety protocols. The agency overhauled its risk assessment models and made engineering concerns more prominent in launch decisions. A new Office of Safety, Reliability, and Quality Assurance was established to ensure better oversight. Subsequent shuttle missions featured improved materials, redundant systems, and more robust launch criteria. The Challenger disaster also led to broader industry reforms and inspired stronger independent review boards for complex, high-risk projects. While the tragedy halted shuttle flights for nearly 3 years, the painful lessons it taught fundamentally reshaped how NASA and many aerospace organizations approach safety, transparency, and accountability. Number 1. Ford Pinto fires. In the 1970s, the Ford Pinto became infamous for its dangerously flawed design, particularly the placement of its gas tank just behind the rear axle. In low-speed rear-end collisions, the tank was prone to rupture and explode, leading to horrifying deaths and injuries. What made the Pinto scandal particularly egregious was the revelation that Ford had conducted a cost-benefit analysis, concluding it was cheaper to pay legal settlements than to redesign the car. The public was outraged when internal memos outlining this decision-making process were leaked. The Pinto case ignited a firestorm of criticism about corporate ethics and automotive safety standards. As a direct result, federal oversight of vehicle safety dramatically increased. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, expanded its power and introduced stricter crash test standards, including fuel system integrity tests. Manufacturers were now held legally accountable for preventable design flaws, and consumer watchdog groups like Center for Auto Safety gained national prominence. The case set legal precedent for punitive damages in product liability lawsuits and marked a cultural shift toward valuing human life over corporate profit margins. Today, cars are far safer due to these reforms, equipped with crumple zones, fire-resistant materials, and robust crash simulations, thanks to the public reckoning initiated by the Pinto tragedy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Until next time.